And you can always run, you look, where's the tree falling? It's falling over that way, I'll run that way. That's fine, anyway. But you're not a tree being chopped down. Bend, compression, go forward with your legs and your body, and your arms come back. So you're going down, you're going forward, and you're going back all at the same time. It's not easy. That's why people take the easy way and do it that way. Commit to going forward and commit to going back, and everything as strong and as fast as you can do it to get to the technique. Ish. Too slow. Hands too slow, Matthew. Ish.
No, I don't think it's going to
Pivot on the heel of your right foot. Turn your foot in one motion round. Uchuki. Ish. Bring your arm over your body and don't use your hips at all. Knee. Then use your hip and your arm together. And let your feet move to the natural position that your hips have forced them to do. Okay? So what you'll see, I might just go back a little bit. Sorry. What you'll see a lot is people go across and use their hip and then block with only their arm. That doesn't make sense. You don't need your hip to do that. That'll work fine on its own. That's only preparation. But if you go across, you've killed the hip. It's no longer usable, and you're only blocking with your arm. So if you get that across, and then try and use the hip and the hand together, the arm together, then you've got the speed of the prep, and you've got the power of the arm and the hip moving at the same time. Does that make sense? Because it is sense. There's only sense if you think about it. Okay, so back to this one action here. Okay, one time, hand, ish. But not slow. Quickly. Knee. And then complete. Tongue. Okay, then from there, the heel of your front foot, your left, pivot round, one action. One action at the same time, open your shoulder. Same time, complete, block and hit, same time. Go. And then it's super easy, because you've done it the hard way on the other side. What's really easy is that. Hand across, and rip open. Go. Now transfer your weight from front to back. Leave your arm just a little bit delayed, and then whip it round. Come back. Okay, do your arm first. Come back. Do your arm at the same time. Come back. Delay your arm just a fraction of a second, and then whip it round. That's the one. So it's a small detail, but the timing of that makes it far superior to the other options, I believe. So your weight shift out of the way, so you're coming off the line, you're delaying just a second so that you can get your body into its central position, or coming into its central position with the technique together. Here you go. And Then right side heel, pivot. Bring it in. Personally, I like to think about touching when the hand, as you're coming up and the hand's touching here, it's like magnets, just clicking into place. So click and then release. So not soft, like a little, and then like a little electric shock, and then out. Okay, like this. Then we've got the perfect opportunity to do what we did at the beginning of the class, in case you hadn't thought about it. Hip, hip, open shoulder, but straight back. Punch, straight back. Punch, back. And then together. Go. You're in the perfect position now to use the opposite hip. It's compressed. It's all ready to go. Like we did with Oizuki. Release and Choksugi. Release the hip and the hands together. But as soon as you finish the punch, come back. Two-step. Come back. So. There now. Go. Okay, transfer your weight off the center line. Off the center line, you'll see it. Prepare and go. Okay, your weight goes over the front. We talked about this with my giri. I'm giving you all the clues. I'm giving you all the teaching points that we went through. Okay, so that rocks forward. As that rocks forward, arm comes up. And smoothly. Go. Again, one more. It's not so smooth. So hips stay at the same height. Rock forward, change the degrees. You've got angles. This angle is different to this angle. You need to change that angle, or this angle to that angle, change. Not go through at the same angle. So roll over, and then smoothly out you go. Go. Too much. That's what happens because your weight's back. Okay, if you rock over, your weight's over, then you'll be going ball of the foot first. If you keep your weight back, it'll be the heel. That's not good. Ball of the foot. There you go. Up. Then this action is not so much off to the side. It does go to the side, but it also goes forward. Think about what's coming potentially towards your face, and you go to meet it and go to the side. And catch it on the up, on the cross. Okay, catch it, and then pull it down. Okay, and your feet will be in the position that the hips have dictated, not the other way around. Because you will see people do this. You'll also see back foot, which I think SKI, anyone who's ever experienced SKI, I think that's what they do. But don't go directly to the side. Cut it at a 45-degree angle would be better. Go. Okay, and again. So sit your hip back. You're all compressed and ready to go. Drive forward to the side and up. Catch it on the up, again, up. And then pull yourself down and opposite handing, yaku handing. Go. So if you think about the slow part in a kata, I say sometimes when I've looked at katas and when they look at the slow bit, and very often it's a contact point. So not a block point per se, but a catching, pulling, throwing. Very often you'll see a slow movement. You think, well, why is the movement slow? Well, quite often it relates to the fact that there's a body battle going on between two people. There's two forces where and it's signified by a slower movement. So that there is the contact point, and that's where you're pulling. You're pulling someone in, down, arm in and down. So that would be a reason for it to be slow. Because if you think about kata, when kata was taught, you weren't allowed to teach karate. So katas were practiced, so they didn't have to write things down. You didn't have to put it in written word and get caught with this stuff on you, which would be a serious crime in feudal Japan. So katas do have what you would call like secret meanings. You know, there's all kinds of spiritual reasons, there's physical reasons. But like, if you ever watch Brazilian capoeira, when they do the pretend, like, have you seen capoeira? They kind of spin and they've got all kind of movements, and then they'll be up and it looks like they're drunk. Because they're that kind of free and loose. And it's what they're pretending to be. Like around the campfire, slaves would practice how to defend themselves for various reasons. And if the boss men would be looking, they would think, they're just messing around, they're just drunk around the campfire. You know what I mean? But actually, they're practicing how to take your head off with a kick if you dare to do something really bad to them. So, you know, there's reasons for things, is what I'm saying. That took too long. Let's go. Okay, so the reason, contact point, pulling it down. Go. Okay, you've got yourself a bit of a V shape. You'll just have a look at it. That's where your knee's going. Okay, knee up to it, and then really hard knee kick. Come. Stop. Then shake. Go. Again. So we talked about how to prepare in kicking. Heel, knee. One of the most common reasons that people injure themselves when they do karate, injure their feet, is because hitting people's knees. Yes. So instead of coming up fast, they go drag that way and they make contact with knees and elbows. So here, think about someone's knee. You're wanting to hurt that person's knee, as nice a way as we can say. You've got to get above it, or their hip. You've got to get above it first. Over the obstacle, down onto what it was you're trying to get past, and finish the technique. So lazy up doesn't work. Go! Here's another interesting thing that someone said. And he actually said it to me. The chap called Terry O'Neill, who's very famous in this country as really been a bit of an innovator, and embraced all kinds of styles of fighting, not just karate, different styles of karate and different methods. And anyway, he said, don't say os if you're not going to do it. Dead simple. Like you hear, like he would explain whatever he was explaining. It was a cumulative thing, whatever it was. I can't remember now. It's back in 1993, so it's a long time ago. But like for example here, I said, okay, this is no good. It has to be up and over, and then come down on it. And then everybody says os, or a lot of people say os, and then it's like open. So don't. If I say something, or anybody instructor says something, os is one of the most important words you'll ever say in karate, because you're swearing that you're going to do something. It's like I promise you, I will do this. You know, I say, do you understand? And people say os, and it's like I really understand. I really want to do it. I don't understand, but I'm still going to try really hard. It's everything. But the worst thing is to say Okay, you go us, and then it's back to lazy. Right?
Us.
Lesson in us. Okay, so let's try it, please. Yes. Remember, we just talked about this transition of weight. Name. Okay, next bit's interesting. Sam. Once again. That way, not. That way, not. In between. So come back on a straight, but don't wait to the end. So as your knees are lifting, hands are lifting. And not some kind of flowery movement. It's quite strange to see grown men do. Anyone else? Yes. Take your time again. Okay, you've been hard, this hard kata to this point. Get yourself breath, because you're off again. More energy to expend. Yes. That's it. Knee, son. And then please remember that that is round, not forward. Open, round and in. And no need for any stepping. Okay, then directly round. Ish. And that's 100% commitment to the hip in. Okay, there's no room for that. That's wrong, that's right. Yes. Again. So, where do you think you would concentrate your muscle energy? That's a bit, I don't know if it's a big question or not. Go on. Well done. What's on? Adductor squeeze. Adductor squeeze, don't push the floor. It's the worst thing you'll do. That leads to a quick and then a slow movement. Okay, you want slow all the way. And you'll do that by squeezing on the inside. So the second the foot starts to move, the ultimate aim is for it to stay the same speed all the way through. Body control. Yes. Again. So we don't want to see like a rebound. We want to be in that position and then move, like I said about punching. Wherever your hand is, that's where the punch will go from. Don't try and bring it back to somewhere to punch. Okay? Squeeze. You're committed. You squeeze as best you possibly can. Yes. So, you practice that a few times and you will be hurting on the inside of your legs. That will tell you that the hundreds of times you do it without doing it that way has not been as good as it could have been. You'll always find that. Okay, next one, go. Again. Commit, squeeze, and down. Don't do it in the middle where there's no commitment. Squeeze so you only got the option to go forward. You're going through a center point, but you're not stopping at a center point, you're carrying on. Beginners stop, advanced people do. Go. Again. And more squeeze. Bring yourself round to the front, and then use your hip to turn into the stance. The worst thing you'll do, in my opinion, is to turn round and drop. because you've used all the energy to get round. And you need to save that compressed energy for the end, for the completion of the technique. Go. Oh. Sit. Again. Same thing. Don't turn all the way. Keep your energy back a little bit and then round. Okay? Ish. Okay, stop there. Okay, just let me watch first. Ish. Nisan. Again. Ish. Nisan. Okay, here's what you're doing. Whichever way you're doing it, there's no commitment to any of it. Okay, you've waited, the hips come round, one, then commit, body, shake, twist, vibrate, then okay, if you want to think block, kick comes, block, attack, attack, or block, block, attack. Not block, block, block. Either block, attack, attack, or block, block, attack. And it's only nuance. It's only when it's done at speed, with effort. It's probably hard to differentiate, but if it's in your head that you've blocked out to the side and then attack twice, or block, block, attack, as long as it's there, then someone that knows what they're looking at will know. Which isn't what it's about you. But still, okay? Commit. Ish. Nisan. Shito. Oh. Sit. Ach. Hyp. Zhup. Ish. Keep your hip back. You don't need it yet. Block, no problem. Foot or arm. Up to the contact point. No hip, then that's hard. For example, leg. But if you overturn the hip and contact, that's hard. You see people do it in bunkai. And you get to this point, there's no chance. So that you leave your hip for the hard work and get that contact point down and then use your hip and your arm together. Same. Down. Fast. Contact what's there. It won't hurt until you contact. So don't go slow. Go and meet it quickly and then turn that direction into that direction and use your hip at the same time. Then you've got half a chance. Okay? And turn, the pivot is the heel. Ish. Knee. San. Again. It looks like, I didn't look at it, I was kind of looking that way. And it looks like you're doing a lazy step. And I don't mean that disparagingly, because you've worked too hard the past couple of hours, it's incredibly hard. But it needs to be a halfway foot under and a quick movement. Then when we come around to this one, then foot underneath, same thing. Okay, so this sort of is not right. Half step. Ish. Hip square, hips handling. Come round. Hip square, hips handling. Two different positions. Shoulder handling. Ish. Shoulder handling. Okay, showman halfway handling finish. Go. Again, last one. Quick and change. Quick change and go. Go. Quick. And again. Okay, so think we talked about moving quickly with your leg by making your hand move quickly. Well, same thing. Move as quickly as you can with your arms, twist your body, and get underneath as quickly as possible. As soon as you do that, then off to the next finish. Go! Not too much of that. Again. Go! And open it out. Okay. Quite a modern, well, it's not modern, it's very old actually, this on this style. Okay, JKS style, JKA style, back, cut. This, no. This, yes. Bassai Sensei talked about different, like you bring in at the end of Yang Shodan, and how this is different to this, because they're for different reasons. So, out and out, block together, catch, and strike. Different things, not the same. But JKS standard, JKA standard, is handling, twist. Okay? Let's just make a quick check on the time. Oh my goodness. Not the time to do it once. Step back a little bit. Okay, if you can, remember some of the points that I have said and put them into some practice. Now, almost every sequence has some input, so I'm not expecting every sequence to show the input because we only went through it once or twice and whatever. But try something that clicked or half clicked with you, something that you sort of remember that I said, and show them do it. So I can see some kind of difference. That would be good. Bassai Dai, only once. Done! Ishi, shi, go. Oh, six touch. Ishi, sanji, go. Six touch. Shu, ishi, shi, go. After the event, but keep your gaze in the direction you're going until about 70% return with your body, then look to the front. Yame! Keep engaged, and when you feel it's safe, look to the front. Alright? Yes. Okay. a little bit over time.